Thank you for downloading my Taking the Struggle Out of Parenting cheat sheet. Check your inbox in the next 5 to 10 minutes for your copy. In the meantime, be sure to watch this video right now so I can show you exactly how people like you are using this strategy to quickly learn to work with their children by taking the struggle out of their parenting, which automatically supports their child's growth and development using their parenting skills at 3 levels. 1, using their parent-child relationship. 2, using stuck moments of your child to develop their whole brain functioning. And 3, provide an empowering home environment. Pictorially, this is what it looks like. Let us start with the first way in which you can take the struggle out of your parenting. Your child is born with 4 brains: the survival brain, the mobility brain, the emotional brain, and the executive function brain. At different stages of the child, the brain brings out online different functions. Here is a pictorial description of it. Their abilities come on stream in a predictable, age-linked manner. As a parent, you can engage with your child to empower their learning and bring out their best at each of these predictable, age-linked process. The survival brain is already online when your child is born, and it brings online the function of automatically identifying adults and getting attached to them. The mobility brain comes online around the age of 2 onwards and brings on the function of crawling, walking, and complex movements. The emotional brain is active from birth, but the function to learn to manage the emotion comes online around the age of 7. We call this the emotional regulation function. It is like a brake in a car. Before that, the child is experiencing emotions and showing them through being agitated, having tantrums and meltdowns, but it does not have the capacity to manage them effectively. But once the emotional regulation comes in online, the child is able to better manage their emotions. The executive brain brings online the function of managing emotions, concentration, information processing, etc., around the age of 12. And this is when the child is able to use these functions to manage the other brains. The job of a parent is to form an attachment bond with the child and help the child make the most of these functions as they come online. On our masterclass, I will go into a lot more detail on this. So if you look at this picture, the child is already ready to learn and its brain is in a learning mode. The child needs the parent to provide the developmental roadmap and the parental guideline to help them maximize their development. The parenting process and the parenting support develops the child. When parents use this system, parents find that they have a predictable path to support their child, bring out the best that they can be right from the time they are born. On our cheat sheet, I've outlined the process that come on stream at different ages. And on the masterclass, I go through a lot more details on how different ages and processes that come online can be utilized. On the online course, I go into what type of parenting roadmaps and support you can use to bring out the best in your child. Let's go to the next piece in taking the struggle out of parenting. When your child or teen meets life, they are not fully equipped to manage the challenge. And as a result, they get stuck until they master the skills of using their whole brain functions to handle their life challenges. Let's look at an example. Your child got scared and pooped in the pool while swimming with other kids because they got scared in the water and lost control. Now he is embarrassed to go into the pool. As a parent, what do you think happened here? Basically, while the child was in water, their emotional brain got flooded with fear as an emotion, and he could not control himself. When your child is emotionally flooded, how can you help him or her get out of the situation? Because they need help from a parent or an adult to work this out. Putting it differently, the child needs to retrain his or her brain functioning. How can the parent help the child? The answer is help them by connect and redirect. Connect with the right brain and redirect with the left. On the masterclass and on our online course, I go into detail of how you can do this as a parent. What's it like for your child when they get stuck? It's like using only the right brain or the left brain would be like trying to swim using only one arm. We might be able to do it, but wouldn't we be a lot more successful and avoid going in circles if we used both arms together? This is the finding of the whole brain child. This is just one example of disconnection between parts of the brain. There are others. For example, when a child is having a tantrum and thinking, I want this, I want this, I want this. A child having a meltdown. Or when a child experiences anxiety because they experienced a painful experience. For example, a dog nicked them or bit them. Or a child getting frustrated, for example, when they find their homework is boring, and many more. When your child is stuck, what are we developing? The answer to that is we are developing either the left and right brain functioning together, or the upstairs and downstairs brain functioning together, or supporting the child to use the brain to recover from trauma, or integrate different parts of yourself and in the process be able to have value-based functioning. Or alternatively, learning to work with others by understanding them using mind-sight functioning skills, or learning to process internal information to enhance self-insight and well-being. A good summary of this is in the diagram, where you start out with a child who is stuck. You as a parent support them to grow using an appropriate development roadmap that connects the whole brain, and providing parenting guidance that will help your child connect the different parts of the brain and they start to function better. This gives them capacity to thrive because now they can handle ups and downs of life and navigate the river of life. If they come across chaos, for example, somebody's stolen your dustbins outside your house, or your relationship with your best friend breaks down, or you lose your favorite toy, you can resolve that problem using your brain. Or if you come across rigidity, for example, you need to follow school rules to participate in your class, or you need to follow safety rules to cross the road, or you have to follow family rules to play cooperatively with your sibling, you can handle it. Let's look at the third area of taking the struggle out of parenting. And this third area is the parenting environment. Children learn best when they can trust their parents to guide and support them, manage their environment. Research shows that they thrive as children when parents can create a parenting environment where their 6 needs are met. The first need is need for certainty. They need to feel certain that there is somebody looking after them. If they don't have this need met, they feel anxious. The need to have variety, an environment that helps them interact and learn how to adjust to life. A need to feel significant. They need to feel that what I'm doing and learning is important to someone. The need to feel loved. This comes into play when they think, even if I'm making mistakes or goofing around, I'm still needed, I'm loved. Children also need to feel good when they're learning, and children feel good when they contribute. Now let's look at a family. How does a family meet these needs? They can meet these needs by providing a parenting platform at home, using their parenting style, which creates stability for the child to experience the world, and kindness that nourishes the child to keep on growing. Stability can be created by using routines, which create safety, boundaries, which also create safety, consistency that creates safety and predictability, and putting a bar on child's development so that it is challenging and achieved. This gives them an opportunity to learn. Kindness is made up of being present for the child, and this makes them feel the back is covered, and then nurturing to acknowledge their progress. I cover all of this and how to resolve this in the actual course. Having said this, some of you may be asking, how does this work? The answer to this is that when parents have been through this course, this is what they actually say. They say that they not only enjoyed the course, but they learned so much that they feel it has benefited them significantly. They also say that they love the idea of a step-by-step approach, where as a parent, they are providing roadmaps and providing guidance to the children as a result of learning all of this from the course. As a parent, you might be aware that trying to get the children to listen to you and work with you as a parent to support them, manage their own development is a major problem for all parents all over the world. The developing children's space is absolutely flooded with courses, coaches, and hype, all promising to help you get results, but ultimately only add to the overwhelm and frustration. Just about every day, I hear the same question from parents trying to work with their children on how they can smooth their struggle of working with and developing their children. Some of the questions they ask are, how can I handle my child's challenging behavior? How does taking struggle out of parenting work? How can I help my child overcome their screen habit? How can I create a strong bond with my child so that they will listen? How can I use the system to enable my children to become independent? How can I support my child engage with their schoolwork so that they get those elusive A+ grades? And countless other questions. The fact is that there are 3 main reasons why parents struggle to bring up the best in their children. In fact, what they are using leads to stress, stretching that parent-child bond, and perpetual anxiety, conflict, and unsatisfactory parenting experience. To put it another way, they find that they have no clear action plan to work with the children to get from A to B. They are constantly experiencing parenting overwhelm, and they lack the confidence or have plenty of doubt on how to work with the children to predictably achieve results. Does that sound familiar? If this is you, then the solution is taking the struggle out of parenting, which is made up of three parts. Step one is showing you the underlying platforms, such as children are natural learners, and show you the roadmaps and the processes you can use to develop. Step two is when children are stuck in managing their own life, you are best placed to help them develop and integrate the whole brain functions. And I will show you the roadmaps and the guidelines that will develop your whole brain. And finally, step three shows you the processes and the guidance that you can provide as a parent so that your child can develop on a platform of stability and kindness. The next question that emerges is, where does this fit in the empowering parenting journey? In this picture, I'm showing you your parenting journey, where you as a parent are walking along with your child. And it has three stages. The next stage, where what you're doing is you as a parent are using your parent-child relationship to enable your child to manage their internal processes, to help them manage their own challenging behavior and negative habits, such as screen time. The compass stage, where you are supporting your child learn how to become a responsible child, a confident child, and a child who can harness the success power of their family. And finally, the competence stage, where you are supporting your child navigate the school environment to get those elusive A+ grades, engage their passion, and realize their latent talent, and become a leader in their own challenging field. Using this as a background, you can see that on this map, taking the struggle out of parenting is step one. Having said this, I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you for listening.